Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Katie. Basically, it's the 25th of March when I'm filming this, so it's Wednesday evening. We went on lockdown in the UK on Monday evening. The shop that I work at closed on Monday evening. However, I've still got to work for a few more days, so I work Tuesday, I work today, and I've got to go in tomorrow and Friday, just because we need to sort out all of the stock in the shops, because obviously things are going to go out of date whilst the shop's closed, because I mean no one really knows at this point how long we're going to be closed. I personally think it's probably going to be about 2 months, but I don't know, it could be more than that, it could be less. I'm not like 100% self-isolated yet, because I've still got 2 more shifts, but after that, complete self-isolation definitely. I literally will just be leaving the house for supermarket trips and any sort of emergency thing. It also broke my tooth, and I don't have a dentist. None of the NHS dentists in my city are taking on new patients, so I just had to kind of deal with this broken tooth in my mouth, but it's not painful, so I can deal with like postponing that. I'm an incredibly introverted person. I'm the type of person that thrives when I'm on my own, when I'm by myself, when I can just do what I want. So for me, I mean, like, I'm not gonna enjoy it because there's this kind of sense of impending doom in the background that we could all die, but I'm filming a shit ton of videos and I'm gonna be playing with makeup probably every day, so hopefully that means I can get out a lot of content. In today's video, I'm going to do a get ready with me. I'm just going to do a makeup look, but I'm going to use all of the makeup in my rotation. So what I mean by rotation is basically any makeup that I've kind of tried recently. So right now it's all of the makeup that I tested in January and February. So I had the January's first impressions, I had a full face testing Catrice makeup, I had a full face first impressions for February. I did do a video on Pop Beauty as well, but I'm putting that in my like next month's rotation, because basically I keep things in rotation because I like to do reviews on those particular products. So my next review will be my January-February one, and I'll be filming that in a few days time. I don't know if that made any sense, but basically I'm just doing a get ready with me with products that are sort of new in my collection. I have already been to work today, so I have still got a bit of mascara on, but I've taken everything else off. Wait a minute. Who are you? Right, so I'm going to start by making a base for my eyeshadow. So there's 3 concealers in my rotation at the moment. So I've got the Iconic London Seamless Concealer, I've got the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Concealer, and I've got the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. It's just an eyeshadow base, so it doesn't really matter which one I use. I'm going to go with the Catrice one. This is in the shade 001. And it is quite pale. Paler than the foundation, the Catrice foundation, which I may or may not use later, we'll see. So obviously all of these products that I'm using today, I've used all through January and February. These are basically the only makeup ones I use unless I've been filming a specific video where I've tested other makeup, like my Revolution one and stuff. I kind of feel like I already had my mind made up on the majority of these products, because I am going to film that updated review in a few days' time. I see loads of people when they're like priming their eyelids, they put the concealer like between the brows as well. Like I've seen a lot of people that I watch do that, and like, should I do that? Like, I'm not really sure the logic of it, to be honest. I'm sure there is some logic behind it. No, I won't do it. I'm really tempted to do it, but I won't. So from January and February, there was a few setting powders I brought. So the first one was the Catrice Nude Illusion Loose Powder, which is completely empty. There is not a damn thing in this, see, believe me, so I can't use that. And then I also bought the Revlon Colour Stay powder, which for the most part is gone. I might see if I can scrape around there with a smaller brush just to set my eyelids. And I've got these 2 from Gosh, which I did not like when I first tried them. If I'm being honest, I've not actually used the waterproof one since the first impressions, because it literally made my face orange. I feel like I need to give it at least one more go, but if something's gonna make me bright orange, like, I'm not gonna want to use it, you know. I have used this one like a few more times, like probably about 4 times now. I still don't like it. I still don't really like it, but I like it more than I did the first time I used it, but there's just something weird about this. I don't know, I just don't rate these powders, but I think I will use this one to set my face, because I mean we literally have 2 options and I do not like this because it makes me orange, so it's probably going to be our only powder that we have. So to set that concealer down, I'm going to just see if I can scrape around the edges of this Revlon Colour Stay powder. It's in translucent. Okay, so moving on to eyeshadow, I've got 4 palettes in my rotation. So I've got the Catrice Crystallized Rose Quartz eyeshadow palette, which is like a sort of pinky purple shimmery sort of themed palette. Not including my first impressions, I've done 2 looks with this, and I'm not gonna lie, they both kind of looked exactly the same. I kind of feel like you're a little bit limited with what you can do with this, but I think I'm gonna try my best to get another look with it, like a different look, but I don't think I'm going to use that one today. I've got the MAC Flamboyant palette. I did use this in my most recent first impressions video, and I've done one more look with it just in my own time. Again, I think I just need to play with it one more time. It's a very like warm sort of basic eyeshadow palette, but so far I'm really liking it. I think I'm going to use this one today. So this is the Carmi Make Magic Shadow Palette, and I've either done 2 or 3 different looks of this, not including my first impressions. And then I also got the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, which, and I think I've done 2 or 3 different looks of this. And I absolutely love the colour scheme in this one, but yeah, I am going to use the Carmi one today, which is the one that has loads of foiled shades in it. So I'll put some pictures up on the screen, but I already did this sort of like goldy look with it, and then I did this sort of bluey green look with it. I did do another look with it, but I didn't get any pictures of it, and I'm pretty sure it was like a sort of pinky themed look. Basically, what have I got left to do with this palette? I feel like maybe something red. I think I might do something like sort of red rose gold. Okay, so I'm going to start by using this shade called Flames, which is a matte sort of like orangey red. I'm not sure if I've used this one. I feel like I haven't actually used this shade yet, but I'm going to put that through the crease. So I'm going to go for some sort of halo eye thing. So now I'm going to use this sort of dark maroon matte called You Do You. And I'm not really sure what I'm doing, to be honest, with that shade. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the crease now, but like a halo eye sort of way. I'll use the Catrice concealer again. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the shade Love Yourself, which is a sort of pinky shimmer. I think I'm going to put that in the centre where I've cut the crease. Right, then at the sides, I think I'm going to use Bite Me, which is one of the sort of foiled shades. It's just a sort of pinky purpley colour. I think I'll use that one. Okay, now I'm just going to do a bit of blending with the mattes that I've used already. So I just did the other eye off camera. I'm just going to switch to the BH Cosmetics palette because this has got a matte white in it and the Carmi palette hasn't, and I just need something to put under my brow bone. I think they look sort of the same. Okay, yeah, so that's the eyeshadow. It's not perfect, but it's alright. It's not bad. I mean, it could be worse, yeah. Definitely. So I've not got a liquid eyeliner in my rotation at the moment, so we will just do a liquid eyeliner-less look. In terms of eyeliner for the waterline, I've got 3 options. So I've got 2 from Catrice. I've got the Inside Eye Kohl Kajal, and I've got the 18 Hour Colour and Contour Eye Pencil with Me My Blackened Eye. And then I've also got a Gosh eyeliner. This is the Velvet Touch eyeliner in 023 black ink. I'm going to use the Catrice Colour and Contour eye pencil, and that's just going in my top and bottom waterline. Okay, so as I said earlier, I've still got a little bit of mascara on my top lashes anyway. The one that I used was the Revlon Ultimate All-in-One, so I will just use that one. The other three that I've got on my rotation are all Catrice mascaras, so I've got the Iconista Lash Millionizer, I've got the Glam & Doll Boost Lash Growth Volume Mascara, and then the Glam & Doll Lash Colorist Semi-Permanent Volume Mascara. I like all of these mascaras except the Lash Colorist one from Catrice, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but the other three quite like. The Revlon one probably is my favourite, so I'm going to use that again. Okay, so let's move on to the base. I have 3 primers in my rotation. I've got the e.l.f. Glow Lotion, I've got the Revlon Rose Glow Hydrating and Illuminating Primer, and the Gosh Velvet Touch Foundation Primer. The e.l.f. one is the only one that I actually purchased. These two were like freebies with my Superdrug order at the time. I think I'm going to use the Revlon one just because I feel like I've already sort of made my mind up about the other two, whereas this one I'm still a bit like, I think I've made my mind up for the most part, but see, I feel like this is more of a sort of hydrating, sort of skincare-y primer. I don't feel like it gives you like a super illuminated, like highlighty finish. It's more just like a subtle sort of glow, like dewiness almost to the skin. But I wouldn't say it's overly illuminaty. And I'm not a big fan of like the little balls in it. Like I just don't get it, like I just find it weird. And I also feel like the balls possibly clog up the pump, because sometimes I'll be like squirting the pump and then nothing will be coming out, but I can see that there's product in the pipette. So I think possibly the balls, see like now for example I'm squeezing it and nothing's coming out, but you can see that there's still stuff in there. I just feel like it's the balls clogging it up possibly. It definitely does give you some dewiness, I will say that, but the balls just seem to go everywhere. For foundation, I've got 3 options. I've got Estee Lauder Double Wear, I've got the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation, and the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Foundation. And I still need to film wear tests for all of these, and I like to film my wear tests on days where I work, so that's going to be difficult now that we're in self-isolation. So I'm just going to have to do wear tests at home. I think I'll use the Catrice one today actually. I feel like this is probably the one I've used the least. The colour is like super orange. It needs a lot of white mixer, but it's so like watery and runny, so it can be quite hard to get the right mix. I either end up making it too light or it's just way too orangey still. I don't know about this, like it's okay, but I feel like a lot of people rave about it and I was expecting like a bit more from it. You know, is that okay? I think I might have mixed that okay actually. I mean, I think it looks decent. It's definitely not a bad foundation at all. I just don't feel like it does anything amazingly like wow for my skin. It's fine. I actually feel like I got the colour match not too bad. That rarely happens with this foundation. So for concealer, I think I'm going to use the Catrice concealer under my eyes, and then I'm going to use the Iconic London one on the rest of my face. Hopefully this hasn't got eyeshadow on it. This is just because this one's a little bit lighter than the Iconic one. I mean, it's not really like super brightening or anything, like it basically matches the foundation at this point. But the Iconic one's a little bit darker, so this Catrice concealer is a bit, it's okay, it's a bit meh, it doesn't really impress me that much to be honest. It's got like a medium sort of coverage. So the Iconic London one is in the shade Fair Nude, and I'm just going to put this, as you can see, it's very yellowy and a bit darker. I'm just putting this around my mouth and on my nose. Okay, so for powder, I think I'm just going to have to use the Gosh Prime and Set powder, because, I mean, I've only got 2 powders here, and I don't want to use the one that's making me orange, because I kind of want this to look okay at the end of this, you know? Yeah, I don't love it. It just has this kind of weird powdery residue that I'm not the biggest fan of. It does slightly oxidize my base. It's not too bad. I've found way worse ones when it comes to oxidizing my base, but it does do it a bit. It's just okay, you know, like like I can live with it on my face, but I'd rather not have this powder on my face, but I will survive with it on my face. So I'm just going to use a little sponge under my eyes and then just a big fluffy brush for the outer parts of my face. Yeah, I don't know, there's just something about the way this powder looks on my skin. First of all, it has just kind of made my base a bit darker. It's just like this sort of like, I don't know, it's like, it just looks really powdery and really cakey. But I will say it doesn't separate my under eye makeup like some powders do. And it's not super patchy, so I'll give it something for that. But I just don't feel like it looks flattering on the skin. For bronzer, I've got the Revlon Bronze Beauty Matte Powder 024. I've got the Catrice Sun Glow Matte Bronzing Powder, medium bronze, and then I've got the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, the light one. I don't really love any of these, to be honest. Like, they're all just sort of like okay. Like, they could work better for pale skin. This Revlon one, I almost feel like sort of borders on a contour sort of shade. And obviously I've hit pan on it because I have been using it a lot, because I mean I've literally just tried to alternate between these three. In fact, I might as well go in with this Revlon one. I don't actually mind this one, like it's grown on me. I still don't think the shade's perfect, but I kind of use it more. I mean, I don't contour with it, I still bronze with it, but I don't know, I just feel like I don't even really know what I'm trying to say, to be honest, because I do just apply it like a bronzer really, but I kind of try and get it more in the bone bit as opposed to just kind of fluffing it all over. Okay, so I'm applying this and I actually feel like it's going a bit patchy, but I remember in my first impressions I used this with the same powder, the Gosh powders, and I remember it going a bit patchy there too, but I feel like when I've used it with different powders it's not gone patchy. I'm going to get a bit of the Physicians Formula one actually, and just go over that and see if I can make it look a bit less patchy. I've got to say, this Physicians Formula bronzer smells amazing, but I was just expecting the shade to be a bit better for pale skin. I just feel like it's a bit, it's not the ideal shade. It's not super dark, like I can get away with it if I blend it, but I don't know, I was just expecting more from it, to be honest. So I've got three highlighters. I've got the Nip and Fab Better Work palette, the Physicians Formula Mineral Glow Pearls, and the Catrice High Glow Mineral Highlighting Powder. I think I'm going to use the Nip and Fab one, I just fancy it. So these two shades at the end I think are quite nice, but this one here isn't very pigmented, it's just a bit meh, like you just watch it and literally like barely anything comes off. These two are not bad though, I quite like them. I still think this palette is like really overpriced though for what it is, because it was literally like about £18 I think. I think it can go up to 20. My opinion is very overpriced for what it is, but I do think the two highlighters that I mentioned are like, they're quite nice. They're not my favourite highlighters, but, and I do think this powder, I'm actually just kind of mixing both shades together. This powder does affect the highlight a bit. Not as bad as the other one, the waterproof one, that literally, like, it just didn't show up at all. But see, it is showing up, it's just, if I had a different powder on, I know it would show up more because I've used it and I know that that happens. Because I definitely know I can get more pigment on my cheekbones with this one. So moving on to brows, I've got three gels. So I've got the Max Factor Brow Revival Gel, I've got the Catrice Brow Colorist Brow Mascara, and then I've got the Holika Brow Cara. I don't like the Holika one. I've tried, I just feel like my brows look so thick and like sort of blocky when I use it. I just can't get a subtle brow with it. These two, however, I actually quite like, and I am really picky when it comes to eyebrow gels, so these I quite like them both. I still don't feel like they're quite as good as like my e.l.f. one and my Benefit one, but they're close. They're pretty good, I think. I'm going to use the Max Factor one. Now this one has got a bit of a weird sort of formula, and I do think I've kind of used most of it because I put it in and I don't feel like a lot of product comes on it, so I think I may have used a lot of it. But it has a sort of like, the hold to it is almost like a hairspray. So I know not everyone will like that, and I wasn't sure I liked it at first, but I don't know. It does just give a very sort of feathered out, sort of fluffy brow, but then obviously I'll put a bit of micro brow pencil in the arch just to make it a bit more defined. I generally think that this is running out. I mean, if you can just kind of see them side by side there, it's really good at sort of just brushing the hairs up, and then it just looks really fluffy, doesn't it? I feel like this would be really good for someone that just wants like a natural brow, like a natural, maybe even sort of just like messy, sort of untamed kind of brow, which I like that, but then I also like it to have a little bit of sort of structure to it as well, which is why I always kind of fill in the arch. The colour's also quite good because as you can see, it's quite like an ashy sort of brown, so it just matches my natural brow hair quite well. So for micro brow pencils, I've got one from Catrice, which is the Slimatic one, and then I've got the MUA Brow Define Micro Precision Eyebrow Pencil. I quite like the MUA one. It's not the best one I've found, but I feel like it's pretty good. The Catrice one I'm not the biggest fan of. It's just a bit stiff and it snaps a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if yeah, literally that's all that's left in it, and that's not because I've used it loads, because I tend to reach for the MUA one more. It's because it literally snaps like every time I've used it. It's just way too like stiff, and it just looks a bit harsh on the brows. I much prefer like a softer sort of formula. This one is softer. I feel like my only criticism of this is that I feel like it could be slightly more natural looking, slightly softer, but it's pretty good, like it's decent. And considering it's like £2.50 or something ridiculous, I feel like for that price it's pretty good. So I just like to fill in the arch a bit more with this. It does feel a bit weird when you're brushing the pencil through it because of the way that the gel dries, but if you work with it, you can get it to look alright. So I'm going to put a bit of this shade from the Nip and Fab highlighter palette in my inner corner. Okay, so going back to the Kami palette, I'm going to use Flames, the red again, and shovel over that under the bottom lash line. Then I'm going to get You Do You, the maroony sort of shade, and pack that closer to the lash line. Right, I'm going to add some more of the Revlon mascara. For lip products, I did have these trophy wife things from Fenty Beauty, so I've got the Gloss Bomb, and then the writing is so small I cannot see what it's called. I think it's just like something glitz lipstick. They're both the trophy wife ones. I don't really feel like it would go with this look. And then I bought two of these L'Oreal lipsticks. They're the Color Riche Ultra Mattes. I've got a nude one, but it's in my bag downstairs. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to go with the vampy one, but then I kind of think that it actually kind of would go with these eyes. So I think we're gonna rock the vampy shade. It's literally like a proper dark borderline blacky red sort of shade. I kind of think it will match though, so shall we just do it? I found like with using these, I mean I've used the nude one way more. In fact, I don't think I have actually used this since First Impressions because it's such a dramatic colour. But I feel like I just wish they were a little bit more matte. They're more sort of like satin semi-matte than they are fully blown matte. And the nude one in particular doesn't have the best lasting power. But they are very pigmented. Right, I'm going to sort my hair out now. Okay, so the last thing is a setting spray. So I've got the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray, and I've got the Catrice Primer Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray, which is literally empty. I don't know if you can see this, but there's like barely anything in it. And that's the thing, now when it comes out it's a bit spitty because it's at the bottom. So I think I'm going to use the NYX one, which I like. However, sometimes they just leave little weird dots on your face, which you have to then sort of tap in with a sponge. But let's give this one a go. We didn't get any weird dots this time. It's good. So that is the finished look then. It's quite dark, quite grungy, I feel. So yes, this is my finished makeup look with makeup in my rotation. So I'll do another sort of makeup in my rotation, get ready with me, once I've switched to my next lot of makeup, which will be soon because I'm going to film my January, February recap within the next few days. So yes, I mean, literally I feel like all I'm going to do is film videos now that we're in lockdown. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.